The Florida Gators have landed their backup quarterback for 2025, Harrison Bailey. You are a Florida Gator.
You are Locked On Gators, your daily podcast on the Florida Gators. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Locked On Gators, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thanks for making Locked On Gators your first listen of the day. Every day we are available daily and free wherever you listen to the podcast and on YouTube. And actually, I should introduce myself, right? I am Brandon Olsen, your host every single day. Find me on Twitter at WNS_Brandon. Find all my written work with New York Giants on SI. And the Florida Gators added Harrison Bailey to their 2025 transfer portal class. Added Harrison Bailey to their quarterback room, and they have finally addressed quarterback in the transfer portal officially, considering that you started with Deshaun Purdy. He left for Wake Forest, and now you've got Harrison Bailey coming in. And this is something that we've been talking about since Thursday or Friday, that the Florida Gators would be bringing in Harrison Bailey to throw to throw in front of the coaches. And if that went well, then he would go for an official visit this weekend or stay on campus for an official visit this weekend. That's what happened. He came in to throw for the coaches. The coaches liked what they saw, brought him in for a visit. We were told that visit went well. We spoke about this morning's episode of Locked On Gators. We spoke about, hey, I do think Harrison Bailey would commit to the Florida Gators. And here we are. I'm going to say this. I'm not in love with Harrison Bailey's game. However, this is also an important thing to acknowledge, that there were no good answers in the transfer portal. There just weren't. Like, Deshaun Purdy was a great answer, and the only great answer at that. Because, again, you were not going to get a blue chip 2025 or blue chip 2024 quarterback, and you were not going to get a starter quality backup. So bringing in Harrison Bailey is someone that's been in college for 5 years now, has that experience that he's going to bring to the Florida Gators, and back up DJ Lagway. Here this past year, he was Louisville's backup quarterback. He started the bowl game. And if you're part of the insider program, which the link's in the description below if you're not, but if you're part of that, when Harrison Bailey came in for the throwing session before it even became a visit, I sent a little scouting report to that subtext group, which I'll read this subtext. I'll read the message that I sent so that you get what I was saying about him. I put that he doesn't show much ability to extend plays or create with his legs. He had one nice RPO pull that picked up about 15 yards, which, if you watch it, looked kind of like a busted play. Like it looked like the tight end was supposed to be going to the flat. Edge kind of met the tight end there, and so QB just took the available rushing lane. Great play. Like that's a great play. It's busted. There's nothing there. You don't just stand there like an idiot. You take off running and pick up yards. Picked up like 15 yards. Great play. Then I had that he seemed calm to stand and deliver in the pocket. And I got to say, honestly, when watching Harrison Bailey, I'm not sure if he just doesn't care about pressure or if he can't sense that thing at all. Because even when the pressure was closing in, which was very rare against Washington, they did not get much pressure on him. But even when the pressure was closing in on him, he just stood there. Like he was like, hey, hit me. I'm throwing this ball and I'm getting rid of it. So that kind of effort mentality, I like. Especially because I feel like when a backup quarterback comes in, usually you see a defense get more aggressive. And so if you've got a backup quarterback that you know is going to stay calm under that pressure, that's a big plus. So whether he's oblivious or he just does not care, kind of helps you as long as he's actually getting rid of the ball, not taking a sack. I see you in the chat. We'll get to you. But I did put that. I also noted that he looked for the deep ball quite a few times against Washington. Wasn't able to really connect on them. I think he connected on one pass that was 20-plus yards downfield against Washington. But he looked for it a couple times, and the first 2 times he threw it just out of reach of his receiver, which you could argue, oh, he's going to have more athletic receivers, so they'll be able to make that play. You could also argue that he's going to know he's going to have more athletic receivers, and he's going to adjust for that and maybe throw a little even further downfield. So you could say what you will about that one, but either way, Washington game was good for him. Honestly, it wasn't anything spectacular. Stat-wise, he walked away 16 for 25, 64% completion percentage, 164 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Stat-wise, fine. Nothing spectacular. Again, 3 touchdowns, no picks is great, but when you got 6.5 yards per attempt, not awesome there, right? But he came out, he executed the offense, and he kept them on schedule. And for me, that's an important thing about having a backup quarterback. I believe Harrison Bailey could keep this backup quarterback, or could keep this offense on schedule if he ever comes in as a backup quarterback. And for me, that's all I need from a backup quarterback. You need to come in and just not screw it up. Because let's be honest, if you're saying, hey, we need elite quarterback play to be good, then you're not a good team. And I think this is a good team. Like DJ Lagway being elite, awesome, right? Huge added bonus, love it. Also, again, I see you chat. We will get to you after. I'm not reading. I'm just seeing that notifications are coming in. But ideally, you don't need elite quarterback play to have a great team. So Harrison Bailey, I think he could come in, keep the offense on schedule, and that's the most important part about it, for me at least. I will say that there were, and I noted this in the scouting report as well, on a couple RPO throws, he looked a little late on the throw. But again, and I spoke about this, I think it was on this morning's episode of Locked On Gators. You're talking about a guy who was a backup that came in. I see Swerve Lovelace to read my comments, Emma. Is that Swervo? I don't know. That might be Swerve. So you're talking about a guy that came in as a backup quarterback, playing with starting receivers, guys that he hadn't been practicing with. Yeah, timing, especially timing plays, are going to be a little off. So he looked a little late on things, but I don't blame him because he's also working with people he hadn't been working with previously. Yeah, that's Swerve. All right. But yeah, I think that overall Harrison Bailey is a good addition. I'm not moved by him. I don't think he's this big needle-moving quarterback, but I think he addresses what you need with your backup. He can come in, make a couple of pop plays where you have to at least respect that he might throw a deep, and we've seen Florida, when a backup quarterback comes in, they're trying to take a deep shot right away. They did it with Aiden Warner against Georgia. They're like, hey, we need to show them we're going to take a deep shot. Harrison Bailey, if he's QB2, he can at least threaten you with that deep ball, right? And that's the important part here. We'll talk about the quarterback battle. We'll talk about the rest of the chat, especially if Swerve wants to keep running his mouth. We'll talk about that when we get back with Locked On Gators. This message is brought to you by PrizePicks, the place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions in winnings, PrizePicks has changed the game in daily fantasy sports. Whether it's the playoffs or regular season, PrizePicks has made it easier than ever to win big while enjoying the football action. Now that it's playoff time and there's no better way to get in on the action with PrizePicks, here's how it works. You simply pick more or less on at least 2 players. So Saquon Barkley rushing yards, more, less Derrick Henry rushing yards, which was around 103.5. He had 84, if I'm not mistaken. If your picks hit, you can win up to 1,000 times your cash. I did not misspeak. Up to 1,000 times your money just by making a few simple picks. Ready to run your game this football season? Download the app today. Use code LOCKEDONCollege to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup, whether you win or lose. Don't wait. Take your game to the next level with PrizePicks. PrizePicks, run your game. And the NFL playoffs are here. It's not too late to get in on the action. Trust me. I know we got the conference championship games coming up. Got the College Football Playoff Championship tonight. A lot of money to be made. Right now, new customers with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, can get $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. There is money to be made. Again, betting for the Rams to get 5, 6, and 7 sacks against the Philadelphia Eagles was very, very profitable. It was plus 1,100, plus 2,800, and I think plus 6,500 were the odds for it. Cashed all 3 of them. Thanks, Jalen Hurts, especially for that last slide. Appreciate you. Visit FanDuel.com to join today. That's FanDuel.com for your chance to win $300 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Thanks for making Locked On Gators your first listen of the day every day. We are available daily and free wherever it's in the podcast and on YouTube. By the way, if you're not doing anything tonight at 6:30 Eastern time, both Katie Daniels and Jaden Baugh will be on the Murky Waters Twitter space. So go check that out. 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Murky Waters Pro is there on Twitter. So go check that out. I will be there as well, just listening, but I will be there for that. Because again, 2 great running backs going to be there. But thanks again for tuning in. We are going to talk about this quarterback competition, which right now looks like it's going to be DJ Lagway. Swerve. I see you in the group chat. Looks like it's going to be DJ Lagway as the starter with Harrison Bailey backing him up, with Tramel Jones backing him up, with Aiden Warner backing him up, with Clay Millen backing him up. We're going to find out who's QB2, who's QB3. But we are going to look at that this whole offseason. We get to see that. I see the chat right now just popping off, and I see the group chat talking with Jerry. Send him the link, Swerve. Go ahead. We're going to be here for another probably 5-10 minutes. But the Florida Gators have their quarterback room settled. I do not expect any other moves, and neither should you. Harrison Bailey, good transfer portal addition when there's really slim pickings. It is what it is. There's very slim pickings for the situation. You are not going to find a great one. We found one of the best possible answers. And I think that if you're watching this, I'm not a big Billy apologist. I'm not going to do any of that. But I will say that you were between a rock and a hard place with your quarterback situation in the transfer portal. You did what you could to address it. We're going to look at the chat for the rest of this live show. Have some fun with it, right? I see Zach Finken here. Tony 2 times. What's up? We got the Real Army Sniper in here as well. Warner will beat Harrison out. Maybe. I've said this before. I know that the expectations were low for Aiden Warner when he got here and when he got in the game. Mine are still very low. There just wasn't a ton that I saw in any of his appearances where I thought, yeah, this is a guy that is going to be a contributor in the future. I got to be honest with you. Like maybe Aiden Warner does beat him out, but I can't pretend that I was impressed with anything I saw in any of the games there. So I got to just be honest with you. If he does beat him out, I'd be especially sad, right? Because Aiden Warner came in and beat out Clay Millen, who a lot of people thought would be a good portal addition. Not so much here. You can go back. We were never hyped in the Clay Millen edition. Wasn't a big fan of it. Great to get the experience, but his film was unimpressive, and his high completion percentage. We've seen that before, right? We saw it in 2023. High completion percentage does not mean much. So for Clay Millen, I wasn't super impressed with that. I didn't think he had the physical traits to be a quality quarterback. Harrison Bailey at least has the arm to look for deep passes and connect on them every now and then. Mobility, not there, not threatening. But again, you create plays when you can, and as long as you can keep the offense on schedule, you're doing your job as a backup quarterback. Duval, what's up? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Hope you're feeling better. I know that you had some stuff going on a little while back. Hope that you're feeling better. Hope you're doing well. And hope everything's going great for you. Bechet, how you doing? Love you. Appreciate you. Tony 2 times. Let's see. Bailey's a bridge while Tramel Jones redshirts to get ready for 2026. Will Griffin, if he's 6, will also come in 2016. He's coming in 2016. But yeah, I mean, look, Harrison Bailey is not coming in to shake up the quarterback room. He's not coming in to make any waves. Harrison Bailey is coming into the Florida Gators quarterback room to strictly be a backup quarterback. He is coming in strictly to get one more year of NIL, one more year of a college experience to come in and be a backup. And if there are injuries, maybe he will get on the field. But in an ideal world, and we talked about this on this morning's episode of Locked On Gators, in an ideal world, Harrison Bailey never touches the football field for the Florida Gators. Like in an ideal world, you get DJ Lagway as your starter, and he stays healthy the entire season. And then when you have mop-up duty, garbage time duty, blowout duty, whatever you want to call it, Tramel Jones comes in to get some live game reps. Because there is a chance that in 2026, he's going to be your primary backup. In 2026, it might be, hey, DJ Lagway, Tramel Jones, Will Griffin is your freshman that hopefully doesn't play much. I think Will Griffin needs a lot of work, right? I don't think that he's a bad quarterback, but I think as a recruit, he needs a lot of work. And he's going to get that time, by the way. Like, he's going to have 2025 to get that work. He's going to have the 2026 redshirt season to get that work. He's got time to develop. I think he needs a lot of it, and so hopefully we'll see more from him. Syke Hisoka said, I'm not sold on him, TBH. And you don't have to be. Okay, like, you don't have to like every edition. This is one of those things, again, though, where I said there were no great answers at backup quarterback. It just wasn't a possibility. And so to address it as best you could, I think that the staff did a good job there. Again, I don't think Harrison Bailey is a needle mover. I don't think he's a world beater, whatever adjective you want to use. I don't think he's that. But if he can come in and keep your offense on schedule, which I believe he can do, that's all I could ask for from him, right? He's got at least very little SEC experience from the COVID year, but very little SEC experience because, again, he was Tennessee, then UNLV, then Louisville, and now he's in Gainesville to hopefully be able to contribute to a winning team, if we're being honest. Happy New Year, bro. Happy New Year, Duval. Yeah, it was snowing all day yesterday, so luckily that's done. Everything I got to do is handled there. 2 5-star QBs with a dud calling plays. Little bit. Really, I don't think any of us are happy about the, hey, he's not hiring an offensive coordinator stuff. It's not a good situation to be in. I think most of us agree with that. And I will say this as well, for the people that are going to get upset at me criticizing Billy Napier or the coaching staff and Swerve criticizing play calling, which I know Swerve doesn't care. I don't particularly care either. It is not that I hate Billy or anything like that. It is that I think he's done a great job building a college football playoff caliber team and roster, and coaching needs to catch up to the talent. And I don't think retaining your coaching staff does that. I don't think another year of Billy G does that. I'm sorry. Every good receiver that comes in is a transfer portal receiver, and we haven't seen much high school development. So I'm sorry. We're going to talk about that a little bit tomorrow. I know you're going to hate it. We're going to talk about it the next day as well, and I know you're going to hate it, but go watch someone else then. Drake Castagnata said, not mad at it, as good as can be expected for the portal with a firm QB1 locked in. It was absolutely somewhere we needed the added depth. Yeah, that's how to look at, like, again, in an ideal world, you never see Harrison Bailey touch the field. In an ideal world, he's not there. Or he's not on the field. But he's here. And he's your backup quarterback. You're addressing a need. We'll take a win where we can get it, right? And I think that's a fair thing to do. I think it's a fine thing to do. You don't got to act like everything is going to be, oh, this is the national championship push. Sometimes it's just to make your team better. We got Swerve going. Psychosoga said, oh, okay, all right. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it for obvious reasons. Why I'm not gonna quote Tweakers, but great song, right? The very, I'm gonna say very early 2000s, right? That's 100 LaFleur. We need a better play caller. Harrison Sanchez, what's up, buddy? Let's hope that you don't get me on a Miami Hurricanes tweet this time. Appreciate you, Harrison. I don't think he's hiring an OC because they were waiting till the last second for Rob Sale to maybe get an NFL job and then just promote Russ Callaway. No. The report is that Rob Sale is going to get an extension. Hate it. The report is that Billy Napier thinks that this offense is going to be best with him calling the plays. Hate it. But hey, this is one of those things where it's either going to work out and you're going to look really smart, or it's not and you're going to look like a jackass. Those are the two options here. That's it. I don't think we could possibly go through 2025. And if offensive play calling is still an issue, if offensive rhythm is still an issue, I don't think you then get to go, now hire an OC. I think opting out of hiring an OC 2 years in a row, or 3 years in a row, if you want to count his first year as well, I think opting out of that, essentially you punt on the ability to say, I'm good, thanks. Like you punt on the ability to say, oh, I'll hire one now and give me another year. You lose that. So we'll see. It's either going to work or it's not, but it's going to be entertaining as hell regardless, right? Duval shouting out Swerve. As a backup QB, Bailey's the guy. He just might be. He just might. Ryan Tooper, what's up, buddy? Bailey backup 2025. Shermel Jones backup 2026. Will Griffin and Jones QB battle in 2027. That's the ideal situation in this quarterback room, right? You get Lagway for 2025, 2026. He's gone. And you go, all right, Shermel, Will Griffin, duke it out. Winner gets the starting QB job. And that's it. So that's the ideal situation for Florida. Like, again, they've planned some of the roster building that they've done is truly very good. They make some dumb decisions, like not pursuing Mose Phillips appropriately. But they do some things that building a championship team, coaching needs to match the talent now. Because talent's up here, coaching is down here. You got to match up or at least meet him in the middle somewhere. If he comes close to what Mertz did for UF, it'll be a great addition. He better freaking not. He better not play enough to do what Mertz did. I'll say that. He better not play enough to do what Mertz did. And he shouldn't, but hopefully no injuries. Hopefully everything healthy. I'll knock on wood right now. Hopefully you have that. Jack Brown, interesting. All the transfer portal receivers swear by Billy G. I think Meyer, Mullen, and Napier are probably a better judge of his worth as a receivers coach than you were. Maybe, but here's the wild thing. You're watching Locked On Gators. You listen to Locked On Gators. You're going to get my opinion on things. I don't give a damn if you think that they're better at it than I am or whatever that is. I'm still going to give my opinion the same way people can go in the comments here and give their opinions, and I don't have to give a damn. Crazy. My bosses have a lot better judgment than a lot of people, right? And they think this is the guy for the job. Despite other beat writers trying to get this job, they think this guy's the guy for the job. So I'm cool with it. Thanks. Q, what's up? How you doing? Somebody really needs to tell Billy his playing is not. Trust me, I think a lot of people have told Billy his play calling is not it. He does not care. He doesn't care. Look, ego is a great thing. Honestly, it is. I think that as a coach, you need to have an ego. I think a lot of things you need to have an ego, but too much ego, that's what gets coaches fired. And we're going to find out again. It's either going to work or it's not, but I think this year has to be the year. You got to make the playoff. That's my expectation. That's my bar. If you don't make the playoffs, I want you gone. You've done a great job of building a talented roster. You got to go and get to the playoff now. Because if you don't, we know one thing for sure. It's because you didn't coach well enough. And that's why I'm so hard on Billy Napier and this coaching staff when people get mad about me for saying it. I'm just being honest. I think they've done a great job of building a team. But if you don't get this team to the college football playoff, then you're not good enough for the job. And if you're not good enough for the job, get out and try to find someone that is. So that's why, like, when I talk about how hard I am on this team and how hard I am on this coaching staff, it's not because I hate them. It's not because I don't think they're doing anything right. It's because I think they're building a really good roster. But if your coaching doesn't get up to snuff, then you're going to get fired because you've got a great team. You got to win some goddamn football games with it now. Sorry for swearing, but you got to do it. You just have to. You should do a video on your way to early top 25 teams. Maybe. I don't like to do that so much because I'm going to be honest with you. Outside of teams on Florida's schedule, I don't look too much into it until summer, really. So maybe in the summer we will when things slow down. Swerve said it's okay. The next coach will bring on an OC. Hopefully it's not another guy that just comes in and wants to call plays the whole time. Hopefully. Horrible portal acquisitions, pathetic play calling, another disappointing season, just good enough to get another year. Yes and no, right? I loved the J. Michael Sturdivant edition. I'm fine with Tommy Doman. I'm not going to pretend that a punter is gonna change my opinion much of anything. Kofi Asari, I'm skeptical of. I like the addition of Michael Caraway Jr. and I like the addition of Harrison Bailey. So I can't say they're horrible additions. Not needle movers, sure. And some people might say that they're horrible because they're not needle movers. I think that the way to use the portal is to, have high school recruiting be most of your work and be your foundation, and then use the portal to add in places where you need like immediate needs. I think they've kind of done that, so I can't kill him too much. Kofi Asari, I'm very skeptical of, but from people I've spoken to in the program, they're very high on him. Like they think that he's someone that they can really develop and turn out. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. But I'll tell you what, either me or the coaching staff is going to be right on Kofi Asari. So we'll see what happens there. Next coach got to have some sense. Go Gators, Dante. Ryan Tuber said that's how I feel too. Even all the reporters are pulling the Gators as a top 12 team. They've got a great roster. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the building blocks, the 5 pillars, which if you've been here, you know what that is. You know how we look at it. It's the most important positions in football. Thomas Dimitroff, former Atlanta Falcons general manager, is the one that kind of turned my attention toward that, of having those premium positions basically and addressing those. He's been doing it for a very long time. And that's been his approach. Some Falcons fans may not like him. That's fine. But as far as the philosophy, they had it there. Ole Miss had the most disappointing season out of all SEC teams. Maybe they're definitely up there for most disappointing. What's up, Jerry? What's the over-under on Billy's tenure into the 2025 season? I'm assuming you mean how far he makes it into the season? At least the first 6 games, I'd say. Just saw FanDuel as next season's win total at 6.5 wins right now. Yikes. Take it then. Take the over. Take the over. Because this is a damn good football team. And you've got at least a couple games where you should win handedly. Take the over then. That's fine. Winning 8 to 9 games this year is a win. No, it's not. Winning 9 to 10 is a win. 8 to 9 is not a win. 9 to 10 is a win. We got to stop. The university, the administration, they've lowered their standard. Okay? They've lowered their standard. And even though last year I said, hey, I'm expecting 6 wins. That's what I was expecting. But just because they lowered their standards as a university, I'm not lowering mine as a fan. I'm not lowering mine as someone that covers this program. I'm not lower. Jerry, I think 9 wins gets you into the playoff. With this schedule, I think 9 wins gets you into the playoff. And for me, playoff's a win. So I'll take that. But I'm not lowering my standards as a fan. I'm not lowering my standards as someone who covers the Florida Gators. I'm not doing it. The spineless losers in charge of things, they can lower their expectations. Me, I want greatness for the Florida Gators, so I don't give a damn what they're doing. So that it's as simple as that. Again, this year, playoffs, or you're gone. That's it. Convict, it is getting murky. It's getting real murky. In about 3 hours, it's going to be murky as hell. Don't forget, if you weren't here, we have more people here than previously. 6:30 Eastern time tonight. So Monday, if you're watching this tomorrow or any other time. So 6:30 Eastern time on Monday, January 20th. Go to Murky Waters Pro on Twitter. And you've got Jaden Baugh and Katie Daniels in there. Murky's a great group, great guys. They're going to be in there, and you will be able to listen to it back tomorrow or later tonight if you want to. But before the national championship, they're going to be there. Jerry, why are you skeptical on Kofi? I think he's got a very raw pass rush toolbox. And I know that people hate the toolbox because of Austin Armstrong. I don't care. That's something I've always said with the edge rusher, and I'm going to keep, or D lineman, I'm always going to keep saying it. I think he's a very raw pass rush toolbox, doesn't utilize moves enough, needs a lot of work there. Hopefully, if he gets some work with Gerald Chapman specifically, we'll be able to see some more development there, because I think Gerald Chapman does a great job of teaching defensive linemen how to use their hands to deconstruct blocks and win, and hopefully that happens there. Where'd the $2 million for football go? I'll go on mute. Hey, where'd Billy's buyout go? I don't know. We'll both go on mute, Swerve. I don't know where it went. At this point, if pickups don't move the needle, it's horrible. I disagree, Tony. I think if you add just quality depth, that's fine. Like if you add a guy where you go, hey, if we need someone in a pinch, like Harrison Bailey, like Michael Caraway Jr., if you say, hey, need someone in the pinch, he can step in and contribute while our young guys are still getting up to speed. I think that's fine. So I think that's fine with me. So I'm cool with it. Let's see. Adam Markowski said on the defensive side of the ball, any more news on Asa Turner? So Asa Turner is reportedly applying for another year of eligibility for a medical redshirt. I don't know if he's applying for that year and coming back to Florida, or if he's applying for that year and portaling. Nothing on that one. Nothing on that. Q, everybody tell your family and friends to like and subscribe. Yeah, please do. That'd be great. Jerry said, I've lowered my expectations. No, I haven't, Jerry. I have realistic expectations. Okay? Realistic expectations. Goal, championship. Expectations, different. Okay? So fight me. Don't hear the sunglasses. I'm assuming you say don't wear the sunglasses for this. I wear it for every commit. I don't care how I feel about the commit. I'm wearing sunglasses for them. Aren't like 5 DBs getting off-season surgery? Okay, that's fine. They'll be ready for the season. Defensive system is staying the same. Let the young guys get reps. Good. Let them get reps. Do you think LJ McCray is going to be starting at edge this season? No, I don't. You got Tyreek Sapp back. George Gomes will probably be starting at the other spot. I don't think LJ McCray starts, but I do think he plays significant snaps, and that's fine with me. You're going to rotate a lot on the edge, rotate, but get guys that can contribute. We've gone really long here. Slow roast teams are better than microwave teams. Maybe, but if you're a microwave team that wins a national championship, I'm cool with it. I don't give a damn. Did you hear about Roberts? What happened there? Keep hearing these rumors. That's very interesting. I also keep hearing these rumors. We'll see what happens there, but buddy, could get a little ugly. Not like anything that's happened at Auburn and Baylor before this. No, definitely very different situations for you're messy, by the way, for that one. And today's college football commitments mean exactly nothing. They can break that commitment at any time, get a hangnail, get yelled at, bad day. I don't know what the purpose of that statement was, Ken. Like, I understand what you're saying, but I don't know what you want me to do with that statement. I just don't. We had plenty of microwave teams since 2010, but no slow roast teams. I think LJ will be the primary backup at both the F and Jack to start the season. I'd like to think that. I don't trust them to actually do it. He'll probably be the backup at one spot and rotating a lot there. 9 wins, no playoff. I disagree. Alabama almost made it in with 9 wins and a significantly weaker schedule than Florida had, with a blowout loss late in the year, and they almost made it in. Would have been in if a group of 5 team didn't get the auto bid. Or sorry, if a Big 12 team didn't get the auto bid, actually. I think 9 wins gets you in. With Florida's schedule, I think 9 wins gets you in. Who is this happy-go-lucky guy? Where is the real Brent? What do you mean, bro? I'm not doing anything happy-go-lucky. I'm saying this is a championship team, and if the coaches don't win some freaking football games with it, fire them. This isn't happy-go-lucky. I'm just telling you, I think this is a fantastic roster. But if you don't win games, meaningful games with it, and get to the college football playoff, get the F out of Gainesville. Simple as that. Victorious, yes or no? I don't. Elaborate, Swerve. Elaborate. If Billy gets on the hot seat, who's in talks for the new head coach? Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows at this point? Honestly, who knows? Do you prefer a live band or a DJ? I'm gonna say DJ, and I know the question. I know why you're asking it. I'm gonna say DJ. Who's going to Lexington to watch us play the Pussycats? I need redemption. I live in Indiana and watch us lose the last 2 in Kentucky. Barf, they got to beat their ass this year. You just got to beat their ass this year. It's as simple as that. They lost a lot of talent. Lose them or beat them. You like turkey ham? What? All right. You gotta stop trolling. You gotta stop trolling. I'm gonna ask Jaden Ball tonight. I'm gonna say, hey, you prefer a live band or a DJ, and just see what happens there. Clemson getting an auto bid as well. Yeah, SMU getting in, massacres throughout. Tennessee getting in, massacred. And anything better than good. Ain't anything better than gooder. Remember that one. Are those glasses orange or blue? No, actually, come on now. They're amber-ish aviators, I think. It's a very weak commit. That's fine, Matt. You don't have to like it. Again, ideally, he's someone that never touches the football field for you. So I'm fine with it. Billy gives me Dabo vibes, but we're not in the ACC. I mean, that's part of his come up, right? Mayo or mustard? Mayo. What is the one thing you'd love to see DJ improve upon this year? An actual question. Holy crap. One thing I'd love to see DJ improve upon this year is taking the easy play. I feel like, again, I talked about this a lot. He is very boomer bust, and as a freshman, I'm fine with it. I think he played phenomenal as a freshman. I need more from him, which to me will be take the easy throws, take the underneath stuff. I love that you look for the deep ball. That's great. But you got to play more sustainable offense. You got to just move the sticks sometimes. Keep the offense on schedule. If it's not there, it's not there. But just take the easy stuff. Take what's there and kill them that way. This live show is unhinged. Zach, I know. I don't think we've had a live show this unhinged in a long time. But yeah, it's something. Who will dominate the running back room, or will it be by committee? It's going to be by committee. It's always going to be by committee with Billy. Finally catch a live cast. Go Gators. Keep up your good work. I appreciate you. And I am so sorry that this is the first live show that you're catching on where we've got almost 40 minutes and the past 20 have just been chaos. But I love it. Still need a D tackle. I agree that you still need a nose tackle. A lot of youth in the room. I would just prefer having a more proven product. You got Jamari Lyons back with Caleb Banks. Maybe they just two-gap it there the whole way. How will the tight end room be this year? We'll ask Hayden Hansen when he's here, because I think we're going to have Hayden back for 2025 as well. I think we're going to have Hayden back for 2025 on Locked On Gators. So very much looking forward to that. Great kid, great family. They're all awesome. His mom texts me on like Christmas and everything. She's just awesome. Their family's just great. Baugh, Jackson, and Daniels by committee. Probably don't forget Trown Webb. He's going to be in there as well. How many games do you think Billy lasts next season? At least six. Because I'm assuming even if things get rough, we're going to deal with, well, we're going to see if they make a bowl game or not. Because why wouldn't we, right? Do you think the defensive scheme changes any next season? I don't think much. I think regardless of what happens with the coaching staff, I don't think much changes with the defensive scheme. I think that they'd want to keep that relatively on par. You know, you've got guys that know the system at this point. Don't change too much. Hopefully they're going to be very aggressive with it. Would love to see that. Would love to see you win some more there. Yeah, wild first live, right? Like if this is your first live experience, whoo. Rob, chill out. I'm an engaged man. Chill out. Just very holidays we talk. Hayden's our mini Gronk. A little bit. Mini? Hayden's 6'8". What you mean mini? He's a big dude. Lance, yep, first live show. It's a wild one. Welcome. We're going to have fun with it. We're going to go nuts. Almost 40 minutes here is longer than I think we've done basically almost any live show we've done before. Thank you, Lance. Very much appreciate you. My voice is going dry here. Who won the basketball game? Are you talking about the Florida Gators last basketball game? But I don't know if you're talking about that, or if you are, Florida won it. So Florida won that. I swear, you're toxic as hell, man. You're toxic as hell. I just can't. Is it a reason Roberts might be leaving? Defense really started to pick up. I don't understand. Who'd have known? The thumbnail is 20205, by the way. Oh, you mean like the title? Did I screw that up? I did screw that up. Oh, well, it happens. It happens, right? But yeah, there might be something with Ron Roberts there. Rumors of off-field things. We can't elaborate on the show. We'll talk about it if it happens. But just, yeah, I don't need people on Twitter going, you said this is going to happen. So I'm good. I don't need those tweets about me not knowing ball, not knowing this. It's great. I get paid more than any of those people do for talking football, though. So who's to say? Gators by 1 million, Q. Gators by 1 million. Let's get Lance, you almost got me to so you're going to learn. This is your first live show. I will Ron Burgundy things. Don't curse in the chat, or I will Ron Burgundy it and say it. Let's get an S ton of people to the UK Florida game. I'm in there. BBN sucks. Let's fill it with orange. Let's do it. Sly flex. I don't know what the. Oh yeah. I'll sly flex a little bit. Just a little bit for the people that criticize and don't get paid. I'll sly flex. Have conviction, Brandon. Jerry. Watch it. All right. Watch it. All right. We're gonna wrap this up now that we've gone 40 minutes on an impromptu live show about a backup quarterback that we hope will never touch the field. But thank you all for tuning in so much. Hopefully I will see you all in 3 hours with the Murky Waters Twitter space with both Kanan Daniels and Jaden Ball. So hopefully we get to see that. And thank you all so much again for tuning in. Thank you for supporting Locked On Gators at any point. It's incredible that this is my job. It will never get old to me, and I will never stop appreciating it. But thank you all so much, and I will see you all next time.